Hey YouTube, it's Marty from the channel Budget Bugout, and in this video I really want to help y'all become better prepared in the case of a natural disaster. So what I'm talking about is basically hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, but anything that could affect your power and the surrounding region, which can greatly limit your resources. I'm not going to be talking about apocalyptic type of scenarios. Those things I have made videos on, you guys can check those out. But these are for things that are a lot more likely to occur and things that have happened to myself, being someone who's been born and raised in Florida and someone who's been stationed as a military member in Tornado Alley. I've experienced what storms and natural disasters can do. So I'm going to be drawing off of that experience as well as my training in the American Red Cross Disaster Services. I've been doing that for a few years as well. And because it's National Preparedness Month, it is the month of September while I'm filming this, now is a great time to put your kits together. I did mine this weekend. I'm going to show you guys the 15 items that the American Red Cross recommends that at a minimum be placed in your emergency survival kit. And now you don't want to go away because with these items, you and your family can become vastly more prepared than they are right now. So for the sake of your loved ones, be sure you guys check out this video as well as the links and resources I'm going to be putting in the description box down below. Don't go away. Hey guys, thanks for watching and welcome back. And as I mentioned, these are going to be the 15 items that you should be putting at a minimum in your kits, and of course you can build upon this. Without further ado, these items aren't necessarily any sort of priority, but I will say these first three are something that if you don't have them, you're going to be in a world of hurt if, God forbid, you find yourself needing them. So first and foremost, a first aid kit. Now a first aid kit is something that it's recommended that you build your own kit. I think you probably have heard that, but you know, buying one that's already built out and has all the contents in it, that's much better than having nothing. If you're needing medical attention and there's no way of you getting it, that's where a first aid kit can literally be a lifesaver. The next item is water. The Red Cross recommends that you have at least 1 gallon per person per day, and it recommends a 72-hour supply if you're going to be bugging out and evacuating, but if you're going to be sheltering in place, it recommends a 2-week supply of both food and water. So keep that in mind, and it does take a while sometimes for emergency services to reach you and things to get back up to normal. So food. I recommend that you have items that take a while to expire, and I've done videos on foods that don't expire, but at the same time you're going to want to have food items that aren't difficult to prep. So those are the first three that I really wanted to hammer. Moving on to the rest of the list. So it's always a bright idea to have a flashlight. Not only can this obviously help you find things at night, there's not going to be electricity. It can also be used as a self-defense. It can also signal. A mag light, for example, can stand up on its own and provide area lighting to a whole room. So that is kind of why I like to have mag lights, but really any flashlight that has made by a reliable manufacturer will work. A battery powered or hand crank radio. So it is kind of waterproofed in this, but a NOAA weather radio can provide a lot of different uses. You can already see that it has flashlight, beacon mode, area lighting. Having this Swiss Army knife of an electronic device can also keep you informed on what's going on in the area. It tells you about weather watches, weather warnings, all that kind of stuff, areas that are going to be affected by them, if the storm has moved away, other important information you're going to need to be listening in for. And it can be charged with a hand crank, a solar panel, and it can even charge your cell phones. Since I talked about cell phones, let me move on to the next item that I want to cover, which are chargers for the cell phone. Now yes, I understand that if some natural disaster hits an area that some of the cell phone towers are going to be out, especially in the path of the destruction. But in the surrounding collateral area, which is much more of what is impacted, they're going to lose power and they're going to have, you know, some difficulty maybe with flooding and wind damage, but they're still going to have your cellular capabilities. So in those areas, having a way of charging your cell phone whenever your outlets aren't working is going to be a great thing. So in addition to be able to stay informed, you're also going to be able to communicate. Maybe if you have your own emergency, you can call for help. You can keep in contact with other people. I think you guys know what a cell phone can do. So having one of those, keeping that charge is going to be great. Since I'm already talking about electronic things, let's talk about batteries, and it's in here somewhere. But make sure you have extra batteries for especially your flashlights or anything that can't be recharged. Moving on to medications. I already talked about first aid kit, but if you are someone who needs medications on a daily basis, when disaster happens, you're not going to be able to refill that prescription, so make sure you're stocked up on the things that you need every day. And then moving on to multi-purpose tools. Now, one of my most watched videos is my comparison of all the different multi-tools that I love and enjoy. But what I do highly recommend is that even though I have a lot of multi-tools, back there is that you don't put your favorite multi-tool in your emergency supply kit, because whenever you need it, you may have pulled it out to use it for an everyday kind of task. So make sure that your multi-tool, you leave it in there. And I'd recommend sort of an inexpensive but reliable multi-tool like the Gerber suspension multiplier. It's like less than 20 bucks and it gets the job done. Let's talk about sanitation and personal hygiene items. Yeah, it's not a super fun, really cool topic, but making sure, here's my batteries back here. These items are going to be great things to have because it kind of also boosts morale as well. For anybody who's ever been camping after a long weekend and you come home, the first thing you want to do is take a shower, right? Well, if your shower's not working and you're spending days without that ability, you're going to want to have a way of keeping yourself feeling fresh. Moving on to copies of personal documents, and I'm also going to include items like passports and also family emergency contact information, as well as maps of the area. In here is a folder, and it has all those things that I just described, and this is protected by something. If you guys have watched my most recent battle box video, it's basically the same material that fire blankets are made out of, right? So it helps mitigate damage from fires, right? Because fires happen more than all other natural disasters combined. They kill more people than all natural disasters. So just keep everything in one protected location. And I do have several kits just in case one of them is affected, but you only have one copy of each of your documents, so make sure you know where those are. The last item, actually the last two items, is to have emergency cash on hand. Having cash whenever the ATM, the powers don't work in the ATM, the banks are closed, is going to prove very, very useful. Anything short of an apocalyptic event, right? Cash is still king. And then the last thing that is the bare minimum of requirements is going to be having an emergency blanket. So with the power going out, you're going to lose heat. And if it is the winter, you're going to want to have a way of staying warm. I also want to note that this is not made out of cotton. This is polyester. Polyester, wool, any sort of synthetic fabric is going to be a lot better than plain old cotton. Cotton kills because cotton, although it temporarily can repel some moisture, it loves to soak it up. So in a survival kit, you're going to want to have things that don't soak up water in your kit and keeps you nice and warm. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. Hopefully you learned a few things, and if that's the case, please click the like button and let me know in the comment section down below, as well as, provide your feedback on things that you would add to this kit or things that you've included in your own kit that you would recommend. Speaking of recommendations, I'll be leaving links for the items that I've put in my kit in the description box down below, as well as the resources that you guys can use to be better prepared. Additional items, in addition to these 15 items, will be able to be accessed through those links. And of course, I've included more items than I've talked about in this video. But I just wanted to finish letting you guys know that I'm enlisted in the United States military. I don't make a lot of money, so if I'm able to make this kit by budgeting a few dollars every week to keep this kit maintained and to build up this kit, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to do the same, so that you and your family are better prepared. So if I lose electricity, water, heating, all that kind of stuff, having these items are going to underneath my bed, tucked away safely, it doesn't take up much space, really helps me sleep better at night, knowing that, God forbid, if I had to use this, it would be I would be in an okay place. So I encourage you to do the same for you and your family. And like I said, if you guys have any feedback or you want to share anything, let me know in the comment section down below. Y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be prepared. God bless.